I've been involved in perspective, from the village perspective in many issues, but why I came here is that I was invited to take part in this round of discussion and a panel, and I said I would. But what I'm going to say today is from observation and how I saw the change, be it climate, but it also is with your animals, the change that I have seen. And I've been here a few short years also. But one of the things I would like to let you know that I don't come from a perspective background like a biologist or any kind of ecologist. So a lot of that is pretty technical. I'll leave those questions to somebody that knows it. But one of the things I like to say is that what changes have I saw today that I think is affecting us within this climate. I see the river as once a big river, the Yukon River. I now see it where we're getting more sandbars. I now see that the river is falling in level, where it used to be pretty, like say mean high water mark is quite high. Why is it going on? Some of these questions is what we're puzzled by today. Sometimes I don't have an answer as to why these go on, but I also know that it is going on because I observe it by being there in the environment, and then I see what it's doing to the soil. A good example of it is on the Taylor Highway where because of the climatic change, we have a lot of forest fires last 3 years, and on the upper side of the road, that now, about 2 years ago, I think I told my wife, Sandy, who's here in the audience over there, that one day, all that are on the soil or whatever you call it, ground, is going to sink into the road. That's what's happening right now. The highway department are having a lot of problems with just that. I don't have an answer. I can't say, well, blade it up, doze it up, whatever. But I see that as a change. I see that the moose, you see, biologically, the moose or any of these animals that live within our environment, our surrounding, biologically they have a clock within which tells them certain things at certain time to do. I mean, it's just that you get adjust to your environment. And the big thing that I have just started noticing is that even in the last part of August now, you start seeing bull moose and cow moose together. It never was like that. What's going on? Because this weather is changing and is fooling them. I see that for this year, Eagle has a season, like say a moose hunting season, that's from the 8th through the 19th, I think, or 8th through the 17th. And we're going to go through a hunting season where there's going to be no moose because it's during or after the rutting season is when it's over. So I see that the change is in there. And these I observe because I'm out there with them. And I also see some changes where we're beginning to have reports that different species of animals are now coming into the country which never have been here. Cougars, deer. If you told my grandpa about 50 years ago that I saw a deer, he'd probably tell me to go get checked out by somebody. I'm crazy. But I think it is evident to say right now that they are seeing traces of deer everywhere. Why? Warm weather is bringing them into our environment. I think there's going to be a lot of land out there for all of them all to survive, but I think that we just have to get to understand why all this is happening. Climatic change. I see that, and I've been a fisherman, I would say almost all my life. I fish for myself and my family and my relatives, and I do subsistence fishing. And I have seen within the last few years that the fish are now getting smaller. I mean, it was at one time I used to catch 30, 40, 50 pounders in a fish net. Now, they're hard to come by. You're getting them pretty average, about like this. But these are some of my observation without having a research done to say this is why it is. I'm out there and I see this. And one of the frightening things is that I don't think we have any answer in sight. My elders at one time keep telling me that this was going to happen. But, you know, as puzzled as many of us are, and we could be the smartest ones right here, right? Like Dr. Terry there just gave his thing this morning, very impressive. I got something out of there that I understand what's happening. We have to all put our heads together to say that this one problem, and then we'll understand. The elders at one time can tell us that this is going to happen, but as puzzled as we are today as to why it's happening today in all aspects of our everyday life, they didn't have an answer. They didn't know either. There's a few legends go around, but legends, you know, are sometimes just something that is just carried on. But some of the knowledge that they have passed on are right now coming into factual reality. One of the best speeches that I heard in a presentation was by Julie Cruikshank, who did a lot of work amongst the indigenous people in Canada. Very knowledgeable, very well liked, and she's prominent within her work. She said that at one time, Native people get studied, and Native people, we do get studied. And they ask a lot of questions and all that, and we would tell them, this is what we know about something. This is why we think it's happening. And the people didn't want to believe us. Today's world, the scientists and a lot of these researchers are now coming back to the same people and say, we understand that at one time you tried to tell us something and we didn't believe you. We know there's something going on. We need to talk to you. So what I'm saying is that I think that right now with a seminar like that to get us aware and start working together, we can about to, I don't think we can resolve some of the things that has happened already because it's into the far being. But I mean, we're going to begin to touch the tip of it to say that we understand what's going on back here, and now we're there, and we can help resolve it or help the cause. But my perspective from that is both traditionally and culturally, because I depend on a lot of this as my everyday food source. The caribou. We used to have, how many of you ever hunted the 40-mile caribou herd at one time? And do you remember at one time there used to be a tremendous herd or heard about it? Now we got 23,000. We used to be pretty well over 100,000 strong. So you see, something is happening within our environment or within our climate, weather, that it is. People, there's a lot of sources say that people are to blame on that. It's possible we're to blame, but what I'm saying is that these habitats of caribou are now burning up. We're not having the same as we did 25, 30 years ago. We used to have it right outside 15 miles out of Eagle, where caribous cross and people get their caribou and we're good. Now, they don't even go, Eagle's bypassing, they go into about 80 miles outside the Eagle within the last 2 years. This is the change. It's, people have to, I would say, compete more. People will have to go out there and get it, and it's just a little longer ways, about 80 miles, 100 miles. And I know that people will go after anything at great distance, but what I'm saying is that we don't have that drought anymore. No feed. I don't know the answer. I can say this I saw, and I just want to share with you some of my observation, and I do believe that if we all work together and we all go on the same course, I think we're about to understand some of the diversity of what's going on. And I think